Already we have seen many topics about your control system, how to find how to model the electrical system, how to modeling or how to write the equation for a differential equation which governs the electrical system or mechanical system. Everything we discussed and transfer function also. Okay, so today in that we are going to discuss about first order system. First of all, we should know what is meant by first order system. Generally, first order systems are defined as the systems whose input output relationship is a first order differential equation. Because already I told you, if electrical system is given to you, you are going to write the governing equation for that electrical circuit, okay, by using your Kirchhoff's voltage law. When you are writing the differential equation and if you are taking the Laplace transform, then you will get the transfer function. Transfer function is nothing but Laplace transform of output divided by Laplace transform of input subjected to initial condition is 0. Okay, when you are doing like that, you will get the equation. In that you have a numerator as well as denominator. In the denominator you have a expression of the differential equation. That differential equation possesses the first order, then it is called first order differential equation. That means order of S. S is, you know, that frequency domain. So we are going to analyze the system in the frequency domain. So the power, highest power of S, the highest power of S is give you the order. Okay, so if your equation is having S plus 1, S plus 2, S plus 3 like that, then it is called first order differential equation. If your equation is having the S square plus 3S plus 4 like that, you can have, it is going to be the second order system. Okay, so like that your the power of S only define the order of the system. Okay, so the highest derivative is the order of the system. Okay, so first, how we are getting the first order system or second order system means, if you have a energy storage, single energy storage element, then you can able to get the first order differential equation. If you have more than one energy storage element, that means energy storage element means, you know, where you all know that capacitor and inductor. Okay, if you have either capacitor or inductor, it is going to be a single energy storage element. So the order of the system that formed by your differential equation is going to be one only. If you have a combination of RC, RL like that, okay, if you have a RLC network, then it is going to be the second order differential equation, that is second order system, because you have both capacitor as well as inductor. Okay, so like that we can define. Okay, so first order system contains only a single energy storage element. In general, the order of the input output differential equation will be the same as the number of independent energy storage elements in the system. Okay, independent energy storage cannot be combined with other energy storage elements to form a single equivalent energy storage element. For example, we already discussed, okay, when two capacitors are connected in parallel, can be modeled as a single equivalent capacitor. Therefore, a parallel combination of two capacitors forms a single independent energy storage element. Okay. Generally, we have n number of applications for your, or n number of systems act as a first order systems. Okay, for example, mass damper system or mass heating system. Okay, now you see the model of a first order system. RFS is going to be your input. Laplace transform of input is RFS. RFS is going to be the input signal. CFS is going to be your output signal. Then you have a summer. Then you have a transfer function for the system 1 by TS. So when you have a feedback loop. Okay, so when you reduce this, you will get RFS is equal to that input function is the input signal is equal to 1 by TS plus 1. This CFS is going to be your output. Okay, so this is your block diagram of a simple first order system. Okay, so when you are finding transfer function for this block diagram, reduced block diagram, you can able to write output, Laplace transform of output divided by Laplace transform of input. That is CFS divided by RFS is equal to K into 1 divided by TS plus 1. Okay, here the K is the gain. That means what is the proportionality maintained between your output and input signal. Then T is the time constant of the system. Actually, time constant, what is the meaning of time constant? It is going to measure how quickly your first order system respond to a unit step input. So if T is very small and very little value, then you can say your first order system is very fast and dynamic. That is quickly it is going to respond for your unit step input. Okay, your DC gain of the system is going to give you the relationship between input signal and the steady state value of your output. Okay, for example, I am going to discuss you some problems. Okay, see there, g of s is equal to 10 divided by 3s plus 1. In that, the 10 indicates the DC gain of the given system. G of s is going to be your transfer function. Okay, then your time constant T is equal to 3. Okay, then similarly other example, see there, 3 divided by s plus 5. Actually our system has to be in s plus 1 like that. So I am going to divide each and every term by 5. So what I am going to get, 3 by 5 divided by 1 by 5 into s plus 1. In that, 3 by 5 indicates the DC gain and T indicates as 1 by 5. Okay, so what is going to be there for step response? So when I am connecting step response to my first order system, what is going to be happen? That means my input RFS is equal to 1 by S. If RFS is equal to 1 by S, then CFS, my output is equal to K divided by TS plus 1 into 1 by S. Okay. Now for analyzing this in time domain, we have to find the inverse Laplace transform. Therefore, I am taking inverse Laplace transform. When I am taking the inverse Laplace transform, I am going to get, instead of C of S, I am going to get C of T is equal to K into U of T. U of T indicates the unit step input minus e power minus T by T, where U of T is equal to 1. Therefore, C of T is equal to K minus e power minus small t by capital T. Here, when my small t is equal to capital T, T by T, that is 1 by T is equal to capital T, therefore 1. E power minus 1, you know the value. So what I am going to get, C of T is equal to K minus e power minus 1. So my answer is going to be 0.632K. Okay, so I am going to plot the response. Okay, so how I am going to plot the response? That is in x-axis I am going to take the time, and y-axis I am going to take the CFT. So when k is equal to t 10 and t is equal to 1.5 seconds, my answer or my plot is going to be this. That means k, the gain k is equal to 10 and the time constant t is equal to 1.5 seconds. That is, at 1.5 seconds I can able to achieve 63% of my steady state output. What is my output? Output should be 10 because the K is going to be 10. What is the meaning of it? That the output is going to be 10 times more than that of input. So it is going to be settled at 10. If I am taking K is equal to 5, my output waveform is going to be settled at 5. Okay, that is going to be happen. Okay, see there. When I am taking k is equal to 10 as constant, gain is going to be constant, and I am going to vary the time constant. See, time constant is 1357 s. When I am taking like that, see that t is equal to 1 as now, it is going to quickly settle down at the steady state output. So how fast it is going to respond, that is the time constant meaning. I told you, no? So that is practically I am showing by the graph. Okay, when I am taking t is equal to 3s, see that how far that some delayed steady state. So it is going to reach the steady state somewhat delay when compared to 1s. When you go for 7s, it takes much time to reach the steady state output. That is the thing I want to insist here to for your understanding purpose. Okay, this is going, this waveform you are going to achieve for different t, that is time constant values. If I am changing my gain, keeping my time constant as 1s, that is in t is equal to 1 second, I am going to reach the 63% of my steady state output. So just I am varying the gain of the system 1, 3, 5, 10. When I am doing like that, my k is equal to 1, now my output, steady state output is going to be 1. When k is equal to 3, my steady state, that waveform is settled at 3. Similarly 5, 10, you can see. Okay, see what we are going to do now today. We are going to achieve this using the simulation. Okay, for doing the simulation for a simple transfer function of your first order system, I am going to use See, this is called Scilab. Okay, Scilab version is available. It is a free software only. You can able to download directly. This is available for 32-bit as well as 64-bit processor. What you have in your desktop or laptop, you can easily download it. When you download, you have this icon. Okay, when you click the icon, you are opening the Scilab window. Okay. So we are going to use the Scilab window. When I am opening the Scilab window, there you have a exhaust window. So when I am clicking the exhaust window, you have a palette. Okay, in there, whatever be the systems you want, it is going to be there. So see there, this is called exhaust window. So I am just clicking the exhaust window for starting my simulation. In that, you have a simulator, that project, what you are going to do, that also there. Here the blocks are available. Which block you want, you can easily get from there. Okay, so first we start from source. Okay, what kind of source we want? We are going to find step response of first order system. So I am in need of unit step function. So I am going to add this. You can drag like this, or you can right click, add to that untitled, or you can name, yeah, you can give it any name. Okay, so see there, so I'm taking step function. Okay, okay, then you have to take the clock also, because we have to fix the time constant. No, that's for that also we have to take the clock. Then we are in need of transfer function, first order differential equation, s plus 1 s plus 3, I told you, no. So click this block also. So you have, okay, I want to see the output with the help of your CRO. So go for thing, in that you have your scope. Okay, so take your scope also. Very simple, you can able to understand. See there, that's all. So unit step function, see that step function simulation. Okay, so you can have that everything details. If you want, you can click this block. Then I am connecting this to first order differential equation. That is first order system I am taking. Okay, then output I am going to show with the help of your scope, and I am connecting a clock also. So you can start. Okay, see that button. So click the start button. Your simulation is there. So your gain is going to be 1. Okay, see there. Here k value is equal to 1, t value also going to be 1. So my output waveform is settled at 1, but I can't able to see that clearly. So it is quickly running. So I am going to delay the output. So when I am delaying the output, then only I can able to see that. For that, I am going to open the block parameters. It is opened. Okay, in that clock, I am going to change the period. Okay, initialization time is okay, but period is too fast. It is quickly running. So I am much slowed the value. So 0.001. Now you see that. I think your output is reduced. Okay, that speed of your output response is reduced because we are giving the time delay. Okay, okay. Anyway, still I am not understanding because that waveforms you want to change. That also we can able to do. Okay, see, click here, take the block parameters. Y minimum is in -15. For us, that is not necessary. Y max we can take up to 10. Okay. Now you run it. Yeah, now you can understand how it is settled at 1. So for this waveform, you can understand that gain k is equal to 1. So your output waveform is settled down at 1. See how fast it is because t is equal to 1. So at 1, time constant t also 1. See there. I think you can understand now. Now I am going to vary the k value step by step. Then only you can understand when I am varying the gain, how your output waveform is going to be settled. Okay. So in that block parameter, we want to change the numerator because numerator only tells you about the k value. So I am going to put k is equal to 3 now because k value in problem we are seeing that k is equal to 1, 3, 5, 10. Okay, so same thing we are going to apply now. See there. Now your waveform is settled at 3. So if you want to vary that time because it is too slow now. Okay. Next. So I'm just putting 0.001. Okay. Here also I'm going to change my numerator as 5. If it is okay, then go for, yeah, it is somewhat fast. So 5. It is settled at 5. Okay. Good. Now I am again giving slower value. Okay. Next I'm going to change my gain as 10. Now you start your simulation. See there. See, now you can understand whenever we are changing the gain, how your output waveform is settled at your steady state value, the 10, how it is achieved. If it is 1, what is your waveform? 3, 5. Now you are seeing the waveform for 10. I think students now you can understand clearly when we are changing the gain of the system for step response of a first order system, you can able to understand clearly. So how we are varying the gain, if you are varying the gain, how the output waveform is going to be settled or reach the steady state value. I think you can clearly understand that. Thank you for listening this video.